Hello, my name is Thomas Helton. I am a bassist and a tubaist and a composer here in Houston, Texas. And I attended the ACA in 2018 under master musician Michael Bizio. And I just wanted to share with you how I'm handling the pandemic and what I'm doing in this time. So in my small house, my house here in Houston, Texas, I have a little setup of all my equipment. It's just sort of ready to go. So whenever I'm ready to start, it's ready to go. Unfortunately, I'm not really creating as much as I'd like. I'm not writing as much as I'd like. Instead, I've been focusing more on my community and the musicians that are in my various ensembles, trying to keep them engaged and kind of busy, so that they don't get too, it's very easy to get very depressed during this time because you're not working or whatnot. So trying to keep them as engaged as possible, and myself as well, of course. And then with the content that we're releasing online, it's not as much about putting out current new work as much as trying to really just kind of try to bring a little bit of joy and happiness to our community. As I said, this is a very tough time for everyone. So if one of our little music videos makes somebody smile just for a minute, then that's kind of the point. So we're just really in this sort of community building, and at this time. So I have my little recording makeshift workstation here. The microphone, the headphones, and of course you have to have tea, and my iPad here, which I keep most of my sheet music on. And then currently what I'm working on is I have a brass quintet, and we're working on a piece that one of the trumpet players wrote. So it's a little bit challenging, so it's going to take me a couple days to get it right, recorded right. But yeah, that's what I'm working my tuba chops today. That's going to be. And I can't really record sort of in the daytime. Behind my house, they're building some condos or a house or something, and then in the front, they're trimming trees. So, there's just like these little windows of chances to actually record. So, one of my other main projects is a 1920s trad band or traditional jazz band. That's why I play sousaphone in, and we're putting out a lot of material online. And like I said, it's not an ideal platform because in order to create the music videos, we have to record one person at a time. So it's a little limiting when you're playing music that is really all about interaction and improvisation. So when you're having to do your part and not being able to interact with the other musicians, it's a little bit, it's just a little flat, and I understand that. We all understand that, but again, the point is not really about the music, per se. It's more about, will it bring some happiness to somebody that day, So that's why we keep putting out more material, even though it's maybe not the most, the most interesting creatively or something like that. Here's my electric bass. Now my electric bass, unfortunately, has not gotten as much love as all the other instruments. I really want to start putting time in on it. I have so many other things that I need to work on that it's just sort of kind of falling through the cracks. But if this goes on longer, then there's a pretty good chance that I'll start practicing electric bass here shortly. This is a bass ukulele, which most folks don't even know it exists. I didn't know it existed until 5 or 6 years ago, but I have found it terribly helpful. Since I don't play a chord instrument like a piano or a guitar, this has really helped me with writing, as well as I can actually record with it, and it gets an okay sound. It's not amazing, but it's okay, and it gets the point across, So I've really enjoyed playing that, and it's so small that I can sit in my chair at night and just kind of fumble around with it. And it's tuned like a bass, so I know where all the notes are. So this is Natasha. She's been with me the longest, maybe 1996, I think we got together, and she's been with me everywhere, all over the world, and done all the recordings. I've never not used her for anything. I don't think I've ever done anything without her. So Oh, I have another bass that I use for some orchestra work, but she's not really set up for that. So, but she doesn't really want to play that stuff anyway. So, so yeah, I've been pretty good about practicing with her. You know, I got my books out and my bows out, and I'm not great, but I'm pretty good about keeping, you know, a daily schedule of practice with her. So, because that's my thing. That's what I do is bass. So, now my drums. Those are just for me. I'm not really a drummer. I have studied drums with a number of teachers, really great teachers over the years, but those are just for me. I don't record or perform with them or anything. That's just for my own joy. So whenever I just kind of feel like whacking on some stuff, that's what I use. So that's what that's about. So as I said, I everything I've been doing the last 2 months and some change has been all online, of course. In addition to putting out pre-recorded stuff, I've been doing some concerts. Solo, of course, solo concerts, and those have been going really well. I've done it for a couple of different organizations. The David Gage, which is a bass shop in New York City, they presented me a week or so ago, and then New York musician Sandy Ewan put me in her little concert a week or so back. And then several days ago, I did a mini bass festival. I hosted a mini bass festival with a bunch of my peers from around the country, and we did a little mini festival, and that went really well. I'll probably do that again in the next week or so, but I think I'm going to use just local Texas bass players for that one, so that might be fun. So with all my concerts, though, I'm always trying to raise awareness of these organizations that are in place to help out musicians that are out of work. There's several of them. There's quite a few of them, actually. And I try to make sure to present local options, you know, organizations just locally in Houston that are helping musicians and artists out. But I also post organizations that are helping nationally. So if you ever watch any of my shows or online or anything, there's always information on how you can donate to these organizations, or you can, certainly you can just share them to folks that can and want to help. So that's what most of my focus has been, is to try to raise awareness for that. I ran a one-man marathon about a month ago to raise awareness for these organizations. That was, needless to say, that was pretty brutal, but hopefully that helped out. You know, hopefully that helped out some folks with that gesture. And then. Yeah, so I'm just kind of trying to stay busy with, keeping my community, staying positive and moving forward, and hopefully being safe. Been having little hangout sessions on Facebook where, we listen to music and we talk about music. I do that several times a week. If you're ever on Thomas Helton Live, which is a Facebook page, I do that several times a week if anyone's ever wanting to just hang out and listen to records. Oh, I always do vinyl. Sorry, I'm a vinyl guy. And it's always jazz. Well, it's not always jazz. Sometimes I'll play classical. So that's what I'm doing here in Houston. I'm doing a concert Thursday, May 28th, for a club in New Orleans. It's called Sidebar New Orleans, and they've been presenting concerts every day, live concerts every day, and they asked me to do a show, so I'm going to do it tomorrow, and I'm going to make sure that if anyone donates during my set, then I'm going to make sure it goes to the club, because I think they're really struggling right now, and that's one of those important places that's been presenting live music for some time now, and it's important to support those guys. It's, we need venues like that, So I guess that's what I'm up to right now, and I'm going to let you go because I have to get back to the tuba, and I hope everyone's okay and safe, and I think if we all take this thing, as serious as it is, I think we'll be okay at the end. Okay, all right, y'all be well.
Hello, my name is Hunter Diamond, and I'm a saxophonist and composer based in Chicago. The video here is the first in a 6-part series entitled Transistor, and features myself and my musical partner, saxophonist Artie Black. The series was filmed in Chicago in February of 2020 and serves as a precursor to our next full-length release, which will be coming out on Wool Gathering Records, also based in Chicago, and it's entitled A Held Space. To see the entire video series and to find out more about the new recording, just visit either hunterdiamond.com or blackdiamondchicago.com. Thank you.